There is a real social dilemma right now. And there is a movie called The Social Dilemma. So, what is the real social dilemma? Is it social media or is it something else? Today, I want to talk about that something else. Hey guys, this is Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're diving into the topic of social dilemma so we can rise high, remembering our greatness together. So be sure to subscribe, like, and click that bell for more content that is going to offer another perspective, a broader perspective to this collective consciousness. So this is what we're going to be talking about today, guys, is the collective consciousness and the trap that we can get into with it all. So last week I got a phone call and my mom was talking to me and she's like, Becky, you have to listen. You have to watch the Social Dilemma documentary. And I was like, okay, what's it about? And she's like, you have to watch this. It's scary. The four of you, your whole family has to watch it. It's so scary. Now, when someone comes at me like, here, try this, it's awful, I kind of like, no, you already told me. I don't need any more awareness than that. So her response was that it was so scary. And that wasn't really a match to where I was vibrationally. Then, fast forward to the next day, I saw a post about the Social Dilemma documentary on Facebook. And it was from one of my high vibe friends. He's this amazing, amazing enlightened being here. And he was talking about this movie and how it was really coming from a fear perspective. And that's all I really needed to hear. So I had two people telling me how scary it was. Someone that was like, watch it because it is scary. And second, don't watch it because it's from a fear paradigm. So I haven't watched it yet. I'm still debating whether to watch this documentary, The Social Dilemma. However, it really got my wheels turning and my heart turning about the true social dilemma that there is on the planet right now. That has to do with this collective consciousness trap. And so let's really dive into this deeper, okay? So how many times have you watched something to be informed? How many times did you watch something to be scared into a choice? I have really been there. Actually, it was really funny because not even funny actually, but in my 30s, I guess I just turned 30. I was an assistant to this woman. She was on the East Coast. I was helping her with her gym and I was helping her do protocols and stuff. And I remember meeting with her. And I went over to her house and she had said she really wanted everything to be super clean and organic and pure, and to the point, I mean, she was in her 40s. She was probably around my age now. But she created such a bubble for herself and was so scared that she could hardly even leave her house. And I remember watching this. I remember her just telling me about how scared she was of all the additives and the things in the water and the things in fabric and like she couldn't really live her life. So the thing is, guys, as we awaken, our vibration raises and our awareness expands. So the trap we're in is that the collective is saying, don't use your awareness, use facts, use scientific facts, use data. But where is this data being taken from? Guys, what we really want to be focusing on is broadening the perspective, is getting messages out to help people remember their greatness, expand their consciousness, and trust their awareness. Because when those three things are intact, the fear tactic of the collective can't control us and doesn't work for us anymore either. And so when we are willing to be 100% committed to consciousness and living moment to moment, in awareness, in our own awareness, because the thing is, what's awareness for someone else is not awareness for me. And this is not how the collective works. The collective works kind of like one awareness. This is the awareness that you're allowed to have. This is what's appropriate. This is the fear you need to come from. It's one awareness. So this is what the trap really is that everyone is the same. One size fits all with everything across the board, with social media, with vaccines, with consciousness, with spirituality, with skin color, with everything should be sameness. And it's not. It's not. We're all here playing a different role, playing a different reality on different timelines. We're all doing something different, yet still have unity. So it's kind of an interesting play that we all get to play out these different expressions of source energy. So we're different in that way, but we're all the same because we all have that source, that God spark, that authentic self. And our awareness is what guides us back to that in all these different channels. But to follow the collective knowing is a real mistake, is a real dilemma. And it takes away your personal power to trust your awareness. So I don't know if I'm going to watch the Social Dilemma documentary. I really don't know. So I'm very into following my own awareness in 10-second increments. And I'm 100% committed to my authentic self and growing my God spark. And I want to connect with the God spark and the awareness and the light on the planet. And I don't know if I can do that if I'm buying into fear paradigms. Now, another option is to really get yourself aligned in the light and watch something as a witness, as an experiment to watching what the collective is doing. And if we can watch it from that open-heartedness and that open-mindedness, then we may glean something from it about how the collective is working. And we may glean some of our own personal awareness from that. So I may watch it with that intent. So the trap is that we get sucked in to the fear paradigm. We get sucked into a limited box, the paradigm of fear and control, and that you are disempowered. And the collective is full of anxiety and worry and overwhelm. And those are very enticing to our pain bodies that aren't fully processed yet. So as a person on the awakening journey, as the person on the ascension journey, tune in to when you are seduced by the anxiety and the fear paradigms of the collective consciousness. And that is a moment that you get to choose. So the first thing is we really have to have a very strong witness body that we can start seeing ourselves and sensing ourselves do this. And second, when we start to notice ourselves do this, pause. Don't jump right in. And third, we get to make a choice here around it. Oh, I'm onto this pattern. Here I go again, jumping in to that fear paradigm, to the anxiety paradigm, to the no choice paradigm, feeling helpless and hopeless paradigm. So reel yourself back and just be like, oh, this is just information. This is information from the collective. Okay, is this a contribution to me? What's right about this? What can I throw away? So when we're living in higher consciousness and higher vibration, everything's kind of a question to keep us open to the universal response and broadening our perspective on it. Energetic perspective and mental perspective. Super, super important. So what we think, feel, and emote is really important. But the next vibrational step from that is what we be, know, and do. So what do you be? Your authentic spark? Or do you be fear? What do you know? Do you know divine nature? Do you know unity consciousness? Or do you know the roller coaster of the collective? And what do you do about it? Is it finally time to do something different? To turn off the programming, whether it's in our mind or in front of us on TV or in social media. Now, yes, we can all be seduced by the different things that are happening in social media. Now, the Social Dilemma documentary is all about being manipulated, and it's all about being subliminally manipulated. So, are you willing to be the master manipulator in your life? Now, a manipulator is basically someone that moves energy. So, move the energy of your life, right? So, being a master manipulator doesn't mean you're evil, or that manipulator that gets a bad rap. A manipulator is just someone that knows how to move energy. Okay? And so, are you willing to be the master manipulator so that you cannot be manipulated by the collective? Now, the people that wrote that documentary have some broader perspectives, and they're shedding light, and most likely they're light workers shining their flashlight. They feel called to do this mission. But just because there may be light workers shining light on an area, right? So there's a lot of light workers shining light on the sex trafficking thing. There's people shining light now on this social media thing. There's people shedding light on Black Lives Matter. People shedding light on the border and all the things that are happening there. So, however, it's not just because there's a fear factor, a guilt factor, a shame factor being built up in the collective, doesn't mean it's yours to go run to. So remember, a few weeks ago, I talked about that treadmill where you're walking on the treadmill in the airport where the escalator's just like going, okay? Here's our light mission, okay? Here's 3D reality happening around us. We're not going to just jump off the escalator to everything that seems like we should do, okay? What we want to be doing is really tuning in to our light and follow the alignment of what's ours to do. So I don't know if social media or this changing social media is mine to do, but I know I am going to use it with awareness and be the master manipulator. So when I start seeing like the algorithms start to manipulate me, and I can see what things they're starting to give me and stuff like that, I don't even look. I don't even get manipulated by it. I know I need to be what I need to do on social media. It's there for family and friends. It's there to promote my businesses. And then I just put my blinders on and I go about my day. So are you willing to not get trapped by the paradigms and the manipulation that's happening in the collective and through social media? It requires you to step it up a notch. It requires you to live moment to moment in awareness and consciousness, okay? And it requires you to become the master manipulator of your life, which means starting to become aware of all the manipulation that's actually happening. And to do that requires you to know your God spark so intimately that you know when it's skewed, when it's not a match, okay? So when you feel sense in your body somatically, when you feel it emotionally, when you just feel a quick quickening in the energy field, that. Know all of that so well that when you come up against something that's happening through social media or in your field or with a new contact or what have you, you can feel the discrepancy and you cut it off and say, yep, nope, I'm going to choose something different now. So, are you willing to take these steps? Are you willing to live in this way? Are you willing to choose something different than what the collective is proposing? All of it's just a choice. And as we awaken and descend, you'll have more and more choices to match the frequency of your God spark. And guys, if you feel moved by this message, if you feel moved and you're like, wait, I have a message to give too, that's a broader perspective, I encourage you to get out there and give it. There's so much information out there that is skewing the vibration of the planet toward lower vibration. It is our work to get this information out there. Let's just get the algorithm onto these type of videos where we're shedding the light, we're expanding consciousness. Guys, get out there, get over your fear of talking on a camera and get your inspired message out there, okay? So the collective consciousness is a trap. And now the awakened collective needs to rise up and give our message out there, raise our vibration by giving this message out there. So you, if you're watching this, are part of the awakened collective. So let's get out there and do our job. Be sure to subscribe, like, and click that bell. Thank you so much for being here and welcome to the High Vibe Tribe. Namaste. See you tomorrow.